Viewers and subscribers, welcome back again on this platform that tells you undiluted truth. And the GGM gospel will continue to spread across Africa. I must tell you that the leader of Burkina Faso had addressed one of the fundamental things that had driven Africans out of Africa to sojourn and jackpot to Europe and other Western countries to become modern slaves. Take a look at his decision on the medical bills in his country.
Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the leader of Burkina Faso, has taken decisive action to address the high costs of healthcare services in the country. In a recent announcement, he declared that the government will significantly lower the prices of medical examinations and procedures from the end of April. This measure is aimed at alleviating the financial burden on the population, which has long been struggling to access affordable healthcare. The government's decision to reduce the prices of medical examinations and procedures is a bold move that will have a profound impact on the lives of many Burkinabe people. Access to healthcare services has been a major challenge for the population, particularly those living in rural areas. By reducing the prices of these services, the government is taking concrete steps to address this issue and ensure that everyone has access to quality healthcare. Patients requiring dialysis sessions no longer have to pay the outrageous fee of 500,000 CFA francs to be integrated into the program. Additionally, patients requiring 3 dialysis sessions per week will no longer be charged for these sessions. This is a significant move that will tremendously reduce the financial burden on patients and improve access to these essential medical services. In furtherance of its commitment to providing affordable healthcare services, the government has also announced that the cost of hemodialysis will be reduced from 15,000 CFA francs to just 2,500 CFA francs per session. This is a bold and necessary step aimed at making healthcare more affordable and accessible to patients. Moreover, the government has also slashed the cost of MRI examinations from a whopping 100,000 CFA francs to just 40,000 CFA francs. Similarly, the price of the scanner has been halved from 50,000 CFA francs to just 25,000 CFA francs. This is an unprecedented move that will make these essential medical services more affordable and accessible to patients, particularly those who may have previously been unable to access these services. This is what the minister in charge of this sector in Burkina Faso said. On behalf of the Ministry of Health and Public Hygiene, an oral communication has been made regarding a new rating system for IRM scanner tests and demodalization acts. At the end of this communication, the Council noted a significant decrease in the rates of these tests and acts. The average rate for scanner tests in public hospitals is currently set at 50,000 francs. However, from the end of April, the rating will be reduced by 50% to 25,000 francs CFA, regardless of location, cost, and technique.
La tarification va être de 25 000 francs CFA, soit une réduction de 50%, quelle que soit la localisation.
As for IRM scans, the average rate is currently set at 5,000 francs CFA.
Pour ce qui concerne les examens d'IRM,
the rating will be reduced by 60% to 2,000 francs CFA from the end of April. Currently, in Burkina Faso, in order to be included in the active queue to benefit from demodalization, you have to pay a life insurance of 500,000 francs CFA.
Actuellement au Burkina, si vous voulez être impliqué, intégré dans la file active,
the council has decided to remove this 500,000 francs insurance. So from now on, from the end of April,
le Conseil a décidé de supprimer purement et simplement.
Patients in need of demodalization will no longer have to pay a single franc CFA to be included in the queue for demodalization.
n'auront plus à débourser un seul franc CFA pour être intégrés dans la file.
When you are in dialysis, you have to do abdominal sessions on an average of 3. This remains free. If you have acute renal failure and need to have an acute hemodialysis,
Ça reste gratuit. Et lorsque vous faites une insuffisance rénale aiguë et que vous êtes en besoin de faire
the session currently costs around 15,000 francs. The council has decided to reduce this rating to 2,500 francs CFA, which is an 80% reduction from the end of April.
À 2,500 francs CFA, soit une baisse de 80% à partir de fin avril. Cette baisse drastique rentre en
This
droite
drastic
ligne
reduction
de
is
la
in
vision
line
du
with the
chef
vision
de
of the head of state,
l'État,
led by the government, which wants Burkina Faso to have fair access to quality services and care. This new policy will be a game changer for the people of Burkina Faso. It will significantly reduce the financial burden on families and make healthcare services more accessible to all. This will not only improve the health outcomes of the population, but also contribute to the overall well-being and prosperity of the country.
Wow, this is what I'm talking about. This is the nucleus. This is the reason why many Africans are jackpotting from Africa to Western world in order to have access to medical service, free medical service for that matter, for their children to have good and quality education without paying it. That is why many people are jackpotting abroad. It doesn't matter if they have to enslave themselves, work all through their life in order to remain in Europe. Do everything possible to remain in Europe. These are the things African leaders have deprived Africans in Africa. Social amenities, healthcare delivery is a big problem in Africa. School education is a big problem in Africa. It is very expensive because government is not investing in this sector. And this is the singular reason why corruption is thriving in Africa. More especially in Nigeria, that is headquarters of corruption. When civil service, public service, and individuals are struggling to pay their medical bills, to send their children to quality schools, in this sense, private schools, which always put out high fees, high tuition fees. So in order to make ends meet, people must cut corners. People must thrive in corruption and impunity to amass wealth in order to take care of this their basic need. This is exactly what this leader had been able to address to start with. Come to think of it, is Africa, does it mean that Africa doesn't have the resources to fix these two major economic and social aspects of our life? Medical and education. In the countries like Nigeria and others, where their politicians are being serviced with billions of naira, in the case of Nigeria, building mansions for already luxurious politicians who already had different mansions from the public force, money that could be used to invest in health, money that could be used to pay medical practitioners and make medical bills affordable, if not free. The same is also applicable to education. They will not do that. Rather, they will buy SUVs worth 100 and something million, 150 million naira SUVs when schools are collapsing on pupils in Nigeria. The problem we have is not just the politicians, but you, the Nigerian people, who have condoned this madness long enough and have refused to take up your civic duty to take back your land from these new colonial masters parading themselves as your political leaders. I'm just making this video to ignite your consciousness and wake you up from your gullibility. Help me share this video to the next person until every Africans get to hear this. Bye-bye for now. Don't forget to like and share. Drop a comment. I want to have your opinion on this.